and welcome. Wow, did Easter time come early this year? And the weather. I'm not sure what to do about that, but there's nothing I can do, so I won't try. I hope you enjoy our musical rendition of Holy Week as arranged by the phenomenal arranger, Pepper Trotman. Thank you.
God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. For God sent not his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved. God sent his Son to the world at a time and place that was immersed in chaos. Palestine was a land full of political turmoil. The Roman Empire controlled the area, but the people there resented the Romans who rebelled against their occupiers. Many struggled to survive and feared what the future would bring. They prayed for God to come and rescue them from the suffering and the oppression. When Jesus came, he performed many miracles. He preached with power and authority. Many began to believe that Jesus was the promised Messiah and who would rescue them from their plight and establish a new kingdom of hope and peace. When Jesus entered the city of Jerusalem, a great crowd welcomed him and shouted, "Hosanna!" We think of Hosanna as an exclamation of joy and praise, but the word literally means God save us. So as the people welcomed him into the city, their hosannas were a call for Jesus to come and rescue them from their suffering and despair. Today, we join them in this call. Through all our challenges and fears, we too may call out, "Hosanna! God save us! God save us now!" After his triumphal entry into the city, Jesus took his disciples to share the Passover feast in an upper room. During this final meal, he prepared them for his impending death and taught them one last time who they were called to be. The disciples had argued who would have position in his new kingdom. Jesus used this moment to teach them to live a life of humility and servanthood. Instead of ruling over others, he taught them to serve others through the life of love. As Jesus said to his disciples, so now he says to us, as I have loved you, so you must love one another. And by this, everyone will know that you are my disciples, if you love one another. Disciples would fail the test of love. Even before the Passover, Judas had secretly arranged to betray Jesus to his enemies. During the meal, Jesus said to his disciples, "Truly I say to you, one of you will betray me." The disciples were shocked, and each one blurted out, "Is it I? Is it I who will betray you?" Their words remind us of times we fail the Lord. Sometimes we don't live in the way of love. Other times we may even deny we are followers of Christ. So we have reason to echo their question. Is it I? Is it I who would deny that I even know you? Is it I would turn my faith or fail to live a life of love? craving of his impending suffering and death. For us, the Lord's Supper provides a way to remember his sacrifice and to be reminded that he is always with us. Even when we have our doubts and our faith is tested, even when we feel alone, we take the bread and the cup to remember the constant presence of the Lord Jesus Christ. After singing a hymn, Jesus led his disciples through the darkness to the Garden of Gethsemane. There he took a few of his group to go with him to pray. As he faced his impending suffering and death, he prayed, "Father, if you are willing to take this cup from me, yet not my will, but yours be done." As Jesus submitted to the Father's will, a mob with torches and swords approached with Judas leading the way. disciples, greater love has no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. When Jesus was arrested and tried and sentenced to die on a cross, he demonstrated his great love for us. Said, "What would you have me do with him? Crucify him," the crowd answered. Pilate said, "But I find no fault with him." But they shouted even louder, "Crucify him!" Seeing that he was getting nowhere, he handed Jesus over to be crucified. Jesus and mocked him, saying, "Hail, King of the Jews!"
What wondrous love is this, that was the Lord of bliss, to bear the dreadful cross for my soul. For my soul, to bear the dreadful cross for my soul.
Then they led Jesus away to the place they called Calvary. There they crucified him with two others, one on the right hand and another on the left. Jesus said, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do."
When I was sinking down, sinking down, sinking down. When I was sinking down, sinking down. When I was sinking down, beneath God's righteous crown, to lay aside this crown for my soul, to lay aside this crown.
Near the cross of Jesus stood his mother and the disciple whom he loved. When Jesus saw them there, he said to his mother, "Woman, here is your son." And to the disciple, "Here is your mother."
What wondrous love is this? What wondrous love is this?
And there came darkness veil of the temple was torn down the middle. Jesus cried out in a loud voice, "Father, into your hands I commit my spirit." Having said this, he breathed his last. Is this, that God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. When we grasp the depths of Christ's love, our hearts are full of gratitude and we are moved to rise and praise the Lord of love.
Behold the
You know, we are a secular group. The Village Voices performs throughout the year at different places. We're going to get ready to sing for a benefit here at the Broadway Presbyterian Church at the end of next month. And then we'll sing in the summertime, but we love coming here for Christmas and Easter. This is our home church. And actually, we took a count. This group up here represents about 15 different churches. So our faith plays a very big part of what we do and our joy here. We welcome you, and we thank you for being here. This is our time when you play a part in our program. And that's my part, to ask you to help us. This booklet that we sang from today is brand new, and it costs about $13. But we need we really would like to have your help. Whatever you can do. If you can not give today, that's all right. We're just glad you're here. If you can give a little bit, that's fine. And if God has blessed you with a lot, then give generously. We love to do that. We're going to ask the ushers to come forth, and as they do, the very talented Sandy Carnahan and I are going to sing you a little song. Ushers, come on. I have no idea. Let me have that mic. Turn this one on. Anytime you're ready. There he bore my burden, and from sinful shame
to acknowledge our accompanist, Sandy Carnahan, with her assistant, her husband, Wes. Also, our soloists, in order, Ryan Carter. For those who may not know this, Ryan teaches music at Broadway. We are so blessed to have him in our school system. He is an incredibly talented young man, and he does amazing things with his voice. I heard one of the sopranos downstairs tonight hit a very high note. Turned out it wasn't a soprano, it was Ryan. Our next soloist, Bob Carabini. I don't know anybody in this room that doesn't know Bob, but he's retired as a school principal, and what a voice he has. Our videographer in the back, John Hall. And most especially, I'd like to thank the Broadway Presbyterian Church and its Board of Session for willingly and graciously letting us practice here all year long and to let us use the sanctuary for our performances. And we have Christy Rutherford in the back. She's running our sound and our lighting. Thank you. And our stage crew, Bob Carabini again and Kendall Perrin, thank you very much. They also get the credit. And Alyssa Bickar and Bob Carabini for Facebook and all things, maybe I can begin to understand. All the ushers and all thank you very much. And to you, the people of Broadway, we don't like to sing if we don't have an audience. Thank you so much for your continued support and for actually attending and being here. And I do hope you enjoyed it. And our narrator, how can I forget him? He's been somewhat a thorn in my side, but a fun thorn for about 50, 60 years. Jeff Knapp. I think they liked you, Jeff.
You're beat out then.
And the whole group, I wouldn't be standing here waving my arms around if they weren't there singing. And now I'll ask Reverend Basper to please give the benediction.
Good afternoon. What a joy it is to begin our Lenten journey in this holy week. And when I was talking with Betsy, and she said, you will love it. And then I was talking to Chrissy, and she said, you should come. Wow, I should come. And so my wife and our son, we have come to enjoy this wonderful celebration. I never seen 15 churches coming together praising God. It is a great joy in this time where we need unity and love. And thank you so much, Betsy, for bringing wonderful voices of our village to praise God. This is the time that we need our journey together. By the way, I'm Stanley Basker. I pastor at the Brooklyn Presbyterian Church and I moderate the Broadway Presbyterian Church. We are so happy you could come and practice and gratefully show your talents and gifts for the glory of God. Let us all stand and receive the benediction. May God the Father prepare us for the journey into the Holy Week. May the Son who loved us so much came into this world, died on the cross, be with us in compassion, in love, and lifting us up. And may the Holy Spirit give us strength and life and energy to proclaim the love of God in Christ Jesus. Go in peace. May the God of love go with you. Amen. Now let us give a big applause to the